Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting the sew along for the free leggings event that I've created for the month of November. I'm calling it a free leggings event because it's not just one pattern that you're able to sew for the sew along. I've selected the peg legs pattern as the main pattern for the sew along. But because that one doesn't cover all sizes, I've decided to include in the sew along also the petite pegs, which is the baby one. It stops at 2 years old, I think. So that is one that qualifies you for the sew along as well. But if you're sewing for somebody that's in between size 2 and women's extra small, then you can definitely use the Bonnie leggings, and that's a pattern by Made for Mermaids. The pegs are from Patterns for Pirates, but the Bonnie is from Made for Mermaids. All of those patterns, all 3 patterns plus their add-ons, are all free. I'll link everything in the description of the video, so you can go grab one or all of them. Either one that you'll be sewing this week will qualify you for the prize, for the random drawing of the prize that will happen on Sunday, I believe. So you definitely have time to catch up. I will our sew alongs as always have 5 days, so I will split the leggings pattern into 5 days. Today we're taking care of cutting the fabric, and that is it for today. And the weekend days are going to be to catch up if you need to. It is a very easy pattern. All of them are super easy. You can definitely make more than one. As always, if you make more than one, check in with your progress separately for each entry, because as you know, on the last day I assign everyone a number. So if in your picture I see 3 leggings, you'll get 1 number because it's 1 picture. So if you finished 3 pairs of leggings, just comment with them individually. This way I give you more than 1 chance of winning the prize. You can do any length, you can do either one of the patterns or all, and you can also do either one of the peg legs add-on. For anyone who's not familiar, the peg leg Patterns for Pirates pattern also includes 2 free add-ons. One is probably the one that I'll be doing, which has a side pocket and it's color blocked on the side. That's the first add-on that was released, I believe, when the group had like 50,000 people. Now it's almost 150. So in the meantime, we've released another add-on. I've done all of them. Either one, you can pick a plain one or you can pick the add-ons. That's pretty much the point I was trying to make in like 3 minutes worth of conversation. This sew along is welcoming to everyone, whether you're a beginner or a more advanced sewist. It's a great opportunity to join in the fun, and to have a chance to win some cool prizes. We're going to have for the winner a Backstitch gift card, a Made for Mermaids one, and the Patterns for Pirates one for our one winner, and also an early shopping pass for the winner. So if this is something you are interested in, or just want to spend a couple of hours this week hearing me ramble, but also giving you some tips and tricks for sewing leggings, then definitely keep on watching. Let's talk fabrics. Very important. For the peg leg patterns, you must have fabric that has 50% stretch both ways, not just horizontal. If you don't use fabric that has 50% stretch vertically, the rise of your leggings will be so low that you won't be able to wear them. They will fall off. You need the vertical stretch. These are leggings that are for workout, so that means they have a big negative ease. So do not use anything that has less than 50% stretch both ways. For this sew along, I'm going to be using the brand new base added to Backstitch headquarters. It's our new athletic knit, perfect for leggings and workout gear. I'm going to be using the Goonies inspired print and panels that are in the upcoming round, in the throwback round. So you'll be able to pre-order this fabric as well. And I'm probably going to be using the add-on one, I think. I still haven't decided yet. But yeah, my main issue with the fabric choice, so you can use cotton lycra, you can use athletic knit, you can use swim if you want, as long as it has a 50% vertical stretch. If you don't know how to check the stretch of your fabric, grab a piece of your fabric and measure 4 inches. Okay, so these are 4 inches, and then you're going to stretch. Keep your left hand without moving it, and then you're going to stretch with your right, and it needs to make it to at least 6. That means if it's increased by 2 inches, which is 50% of 4. Okay, this one has a 100% horizontal stretch. Actually, I can even go more, but it's 100% horizontal stretch for our athletic swim. Athletic knit. So you also need vertical. So you're going to place your fabric the other way, grab your 2 fingers on both hands, place them 4 inches apart. Okay, keep the left hand fix on the table, and then you're going to stretch with your right hand. So this is 4 inches unstretched. Then we're going to 50%. So I already know this fabric qualifies, and I think this has about 75% vertical stretch, this athletic knit. Also very important when sewing leggings is the recovery. I would never use something like interlock for leggings, because once you sit, you're gonna have like the shape of your bum or the knees imprinted in the fabric, and it will not recover. So you need something with great stretch and great recovery. As you can see, the recovery is almost perfect. I would say perfect. So once you stretch it, it needs to go back to the way it was. That's a great recovery. If it stretches but then stays like this, that means the recovery is poor. That means use it for a different project. You don't need to throw it away. Use it for a different project, but don't use it for the peg legs. Okay? So that is, we've covered that. I also will be showing you during the sew along how to do some decorative stitches with your cover stitch, but also tell you how to do them with your sewing machine. For everyone that's not using a serger and cover stitch for this project, you can definitely use your sewing machine. Don't let not having a serger discourage you from sewing. You know, I always say that. Work around what you have. Don't let lack of certain machine distract you from or determine to not make yourself a pair of leggings, okay? Promise? Pinky promise? Good. I'm also going to be using, because I checked and look how perfect this is. This is the Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts Text 30, which is their serger and cover stitch thread. And this is in the color I Smell Children. So this is the color I Smell Children. It was part of their Halloween. There's some in retail if you need it for this project or any other. Because look how beautiful it is. This is like a red, blue, black variegated thread, but it works absolutely gorgeous with this project. So this is what I'll have in my cover stitch. I don't like using my fancy stuff in my serger because I'm cheap. I want to use like regular cheap thread in my serger because it's less expensive, but this will definitely shine in my cover stitch. So I'll show you how to use that. All right. If you're using a projector like I am, you will need to open the A0 file, because I don't believe the pegs have a projector file, but the A0 will work just as fine, just as well. If not, you can definitely print your patterns. Same thing for the Bonnie. For the petite legs, because they're so small, I don't believe there's an A0 included, but the fabric, the print is so small that you can definitely print that out, because it's for little babies. So I'm going to go dim the light as I always do, set up the projector, and I'm going to come back and cut the fabric, and we'll chat some more while we cut the fabric and finally select which option I'm going to be doing for this sew-along. See you back here in a second. Alright my friends, we are back with the projector set. A couple of things before I start cutting. 2 important things. 3. All files, I know earlier I said that I'm not sure if all come with the projector file. I stand corrected. All of them, the bonnet, the petite pegs, the peg legs, and the 2 add-ons, all of them include a projector file. Woohoo! They must have been updated in the meantime. Well, so if you're using a projector like I am, you are all set. Just open the projector file. If not, you'll tape the pieces together as normal. Not a big deal. I set my projector and I'm going to be sewing. I've decided to go for the latest add-on, the color block add-on. I will make a modification to it and I'll talk about that in just a second. So that's the one I'm making for the sew-along. If you're sewing the one with the side pocket, I do have videos for that one. They're not in the Backstitch Backroom, however they are on the Patterns for Pirates blog and on the Patterns for Pirates YouTube channel. I've done a sew along for Patterns for Pirates, including that option. So if you're sewing that option, obviously the days won't be the same, but if you need any assistance with videos, definitely check that one out, because that's that option is already done in a video there. So you are set. For the basic option, you're basically going to be skipping, same thing if you're doing the petite pegs or the bonnet, you're going to be skipping all the color blocking that I'm doing, and you're going to join us when we're sewing at the time where everything is put together. So not a big deal. Now, the change that I'm going to make to this pattern, which you probably won't need to make, but because I'm keen on using this panel, and I realized that the graphic is a little too big for the color block option. This is the style that has those V color blocking on the sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the bottom part of the leg without the color blocking. This way I keep the image intact, because if not I would have to put a seam through this, and I don't want to do that. So because I don't want to do that, I'm going to color block the bottom part of the leggings just for this sew along, because I want to keep the image intact on my calf. So and I'll show you how I do that. Actually it's super easy. You're just basically adding the 2 images one next to the other. Easier with paper if you do it, but I'm kind of too lazy and I don't want to print the paper, so I'm going to try to do it with the projector. But you do have to remember to skip the seam allowance. So you will need to remove the seam allowance when you add them one on top of the other. So for that, I'll show you how I do it. I'll do it on one leg, and then I'll use that leg to cut the other one with the other graphic. So this is the front, the bottom front, and see, this is the line that I would have to put through it, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put a few pins, which will be basically my line for the leg, for the side seam that I don't want to add, because I need to remove the seam allowance. You can do this if you want with like a marking pen. I'm good with just pins. And I think I'm going to put the image a little higher, so like this way. This is the knee, so where do I want? I want it about around the knee. There's a sign that says here knee length, which means the knee will be around here, and I want it on the side of the knee. Okay, so make sure that the pins are aligned. Okay, and here goes nothing. I'm doing the long length, and I'm not cutting this line. I'm just cutting on the outside. Make sure that you cut all your notches. Don't skip the notches. Okay, I'm not cutting that line. So now I'm bringing the projector with the back bottom of the collar blocking, and I'm going to match my cut right here. So the line would be right here. However, you do have a seam allowance, so you don't want to match the lines like here because it would be too big. You skip the seam allowance. So you want to move your cutting line. See, this is the line that we put earlier. So you don't want to leave it like that because you didn't add the seam allowance, which you didn't take away the seam allowance, which is included in the side. So I'm going to move this like so with 1/2 inch, which is basically overlapping the seam allowance. Okay. So this is like I would have cut. This is where the other one is. So it's basically I'm overlapping the seam allowances. Okay. So then I keep cutting on this side. Don't skip adding the notch. Okay, perfect. So now I have the bottom of my leg cut with the panel image. See how cool? And this is the back. So I need to make sure that I remember this is the back. So I'm going to put a pin like right here as a reminder that this is my back. And now I can remove the other pins. Cool? For the other leg, I want to use my other panel. I'm not going to go ahead and do all of this again. So for ease, I won't use the projector. I will use the piece that I just cut. Just remember to mirror your images. And to mirror your images, you have to have them like right sides together. That will yield you a mirror image. So I want to make sure that I'm placing the panel as I wanted. Okay, this is the back. So I wanted more towards the front than the back. So I'm going to come with it like right here. This is where my graphics start. I don't want to go too in the front because I'll have a seam allowance there. So I think this would be good. Okay? I want it to start around the same spot there, and it's okay if it finishes a little lower. Alright, so this is it, and this is the bottom part of the legging. In your case, you will have two pieces. You don't have to go through this. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not cutting my image. Okay, so this is the bottom part of the legging cut. And now I'll have the graphic placed exactly where I wanted it. Up next, let's cut the middle part. So you need two backs and two fronts mirror images. So to obtain mirror images, like I said before, we're going to place the fabric right sides together. I think I will do this print for my accent, middle accent. So see, now it's going to be very easy. I have 2 for the front. Make sure if you're using a directional print like I am, you're facing your print so it matches the writing on the pattern. Okay, so this is for the front. Then I will need to do the same color blocking for the back. Let's bring our back. Perfect. You can definitely use some pattern weights. And don't skip cutting your notches that you will need to match. For any leggings pattern, because of its negative ease and because you want the perfect fit, you need to make sure, I'll also put a pin to know that this is my back. So mark it or write on it or do anything you need to do to make sure you know which goes in the back and which goes in the front. Okay, so I was saying for any leggings pattern, you want to make sure that the measurements are taken correctly, hip, waist, length, inseam, and you want to grade. I would not skip grading for a pattern like the peg legs. I would never skip grading. You want a perfect fit. Because of negative ease, definitely grade and blend your sizes if you fall into different sizes. Alright, now we need the waistband, and I'm doing the contour waistband in this fabric. So because I have it here, I'm going to just keep it and cut my contour waistband. So one is on fold in the back. Let me see, where is the front? Lining, front. Okay, so front and back are right here, both of them. Okay, make sure that you arrange it correctly with the grain line. So this is the contour front. The contour waistband is the best one. Both peg leg patterns have it. If you're doing the solid leg, so not any of the add-ons, and you want to do the contour waistband, make sure that you cut the low rise. The contour won't work with the high rise. It will end up under your bra. Okay, so this is the front. Then the back has that cute V. Right here. And this one has the pockets on the back. If you're doing the first add-on, the pockets that you'll be sewing tomorrow are on the legs. But this one has the pockets on the waistband. And they're so cute. And again, if you need any assistance, like videos, I have them. They're just on the Patterns for Pirates blog for that add-on. the waistband is cut. I do have to cut the lining and the pockets, but before I do that, I want to make sure I have the fabric that I need for everything. So let me see if I'm lucky enough to be able to do the top part of the leggings in the scraps that I have. Let me check the back, because that one is bigger. So I'm wondering if I could use this bottom part here. Nope, not enough. No, I was wondering if I could use this for the top, but it is definitely not enough. So I'm going to use, not a big deal, I'm going to use it for the pockets. I'll use the main print for the top. This way everything is featured in these leggings. So again, I'm placing these right sides together. This way I make sure that I cut mirror images. Okay? And check on your direction of the fabric if it's directional. Okay, so now we're going to cut the top part, and then we have the pockets and the lining of the waistband. And here where that little corner is, I like to put like a little sign that this is where that corner is for the leg. And that was the back of the top part of the color blocking, so color block 1. And now we need the front, which is here. And I was trying to see if I can get it. Yeah, I can get it from this part. Minimal waist. Alright. So this is the front. So now we have the pockets on the back and the lining. Let's see if I can get those out of the leftover panels. So we'll start with the pockets. Okay, so the back pocket 1, we'll do it in this black fabric. Right here. Okay, so this is one of the pockets, and let's see if I can find the waistband. This is the back of the waistband, so this is how they're gonna be laid. So one goes like this. Then we want to do this one, center back pocket, and I'm going to do that one with this print, or should I do it in the main print? I think if I do it in this print, okay, let me cut it and see if I like how it looks, and if not, I'll change it to the main print, because it's not a big piece. So it has to be out of this side. Oops, the fold is the other way. Why isn't anyone telling me? Okay. And this is on fold. Right here. So I realized as I was piling stuff to take the picture, I realized that because I'm doing the pockets on the back, you don't need the solid back piece. I cut it, but that's not the one you need. You actually need the two sides of the back. So I'm just reusing this piece. So basically I'm placing my piece that I just cut on top of the pattern piece for the back, and make sure that I put my notch and cut it. So this I don't need. I was looking for some missing pieces and I didn't realize what I did. So now, tomorrow when we do the pocket, this is how it will look like, the pocket on the back. Because I cut the middle part, but I couldn't quite figure out what I did wrong. What I did wrong was that instead of cutting just the sides, because I'm doing the pocket, I cut the solid when you don't add the pocket. So if you don't add the pocket, cut the solid back. If you do add the pocket, just cut the two side pieces. This is editing me popping in the middle of today's video. So let's get back to the video. Okay. And let's see. I have not doing the side pockets. Back pocket 2 is the last one that I need to do, and then I do the lining. So back pocket 2 is this one, and I think I'm going to do the main print on this one. So the back pockets will tie everything together. Actually, because I used my pocket with the right side of the image up, I need to do the same thing. This way they're opposite when I put them on here. I'll show you. Alright, let's do the lining for the waistband. Pocket lining. Okay. So you need a lining for the back. And again, I'm going to try to see if I can use the panel scraps. Again, this is the lining, so it doesn't really matter if there's a white line inside, because it's not going to be visible. And this way I don't waste any fabric. Okay, lining back is done. Then we need the lining front. Okay, lining front is this one. And let's cut that one. And again, I don't care if it's in between the panels because you can't see this. It's inside. And that's where you use pattern weights, so your fabric doesn't shift like mine did. Okay, lining is cut. So I think we have all pieces. Of course, everyone will have different pieces since we're doing quite a few patterns for this sew along. So make sure that you snap a photo of all your pieces, beautifully aligned and beautifully placed, and you post it in the day one check-in photo. You'll find the sew along album in the backstitch back room. I'll link it in the video comments. And we're coming back here tomorrow when we'll be sewing the pocket. So tomorrow, if you're not adding any pockets, it's a free day. If you're adding pockets on the add-on too, then you'll be sewing those on the leg piece, on the center leg. If you're adding pockets on the waistband, you'll be sewing with me tomorrow the pockets. All right, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.